Right, they can hear you.
Let me hide the browser. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard the Audire Astra for a Just Chatting stream with Sonada. We will be reading the worst D&D horror stories and talking about bad D&D today. Hello, A-listers. Hello, Cole. Good to see you here today. Oh, Sonada's getting raided. There, so I think she's muted. Yeah, she's muted while she's getting raided. Oh, hello, D&D Sorcerers, you love those? Yes. We're basically just going to be reading Reddit. Oh, wait, hang on. I should probably, This?
Okay.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I was just yapping for a second because of the raid. Yes.
Okay, I sent you the link to the subreddit.
Thank you. Let me get this going.
Figure we'll just take turns reading them.
Hell yeah.
Stream Elements bot. When did I add the Stream Elements bot to my YouTube? What? I don't remember adding you. How did you get here?
How did you get in here? But let me link your YouTube in.
Who unleashed this bot? Who brought this bot here? How'd you get in?
Oh no.
Adventuring is right
I
up my
don't
alley.
think. Oh wait. Hang on. Let's see. Wait. Don't have chat. There we go. There's chat.
Actually, I'm just gonna share your regular YouTube URL, not just the live stream. There we go.
Oh, yeah, Cass, this is Sonada, not Somni. I know they're very easy to confuse despite the fact that they look totally different.
Hey, I am significantly more of a girl fail than Somni. Somni is way more competent from what I have gathered.
Oh, yeah, I had Sonada up at like 200%. Probably because you're really quiet during D&D.
Oh, well, that's usually because I'm zooted. I feel like I'm a little less zooted on Mondays, maybe, hopefully.
Actually, you'd say Sonada is more put together. Sonada has less dream scuff, but I think maybe in terms of life, Somni has things. Even Somni is a homeowner. He pays a mortgage.
What the fuck? A VTuber that's a homeowner?
Yeah, I don't know exactly know how her arrangement works, but she like owns it together with her. She lives together with her sister, and I guess they both help pay the mortgage. But like, yeah, like Somni actually has it together in terms of her life, but not in terms of her stream. She's also better at shooters, which is mostly just because Sonada sets the bar really low there.
I do. I'm limboing in hell with the shooter bar.
Hey, hear Genshin. If you do hear Genshin up in the background, I forgot to close it. Okay, here we are.
Yes, okay, the D&D horror stories. Let's do it.
Let's start. I have it set to hot right now. So let's see if
let me set it.
First one's any good. Yeah,
I canceled my D&D game before it started.
Yes.
Yes.
Not a horror story, just want to get my take off my back. 2 months ago, I posted a listing for a campaign that I wanted to run online. I got a fair number of players that wanted to play. Oh my god. I could not just like open a campaign to random people online. God,
No.
I like
That's... Mm-mm.
I will only D&D with people I know. That's a absolute. I will not
Right?
D&D with random people. At least someone I know needs to be able to vouch for them. Sonada.
Like, I didn't really know...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, I didn't really know Cole well, but like... Or I didn't know Cole or... I only knew Tommy, really. You and Tommy, so... But I trust you to not have like totally deranged people. So
yeah, it's like, so, like a friend of a friend is fine as long as you have a friend who vouches for them. And now she adores you. I don't know about that goal.
I will begrudgingly take care of you because I don't know. You're like a wet cat.
Audire, like, you know you love her 3D
like...
plan? You really can't read the Urgle? Yeah, you might have to full screen, I guess. I can try expanding it.
I do threaten to kill your character every session, Cole. It's because your character makes silly decisions that I have to clean up after.
Where'd the freaking chat go? Oh. Okay, let's put it over here. I'm going to shrink this. Now chat will be unreadable. That's okay. That's how we work. We compromise. We make sacrifices. Okay. I'm fine. I sent more invites, but no one responded. I'm fine with running a game for just 2 players, but it wasn't ideal for a game that I have in mind. Also, so I think I can adjust this a little better. Sorry,
You're good. No, I understand. Like trying to get
off
things
to the side, and I will move the camera a little bit this way. Make more space. Actually, no. Yeah, rotate the camera. That's how we go. That's much better.
There we go.
Better to spin this a little bit. There we go. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Are your D&D friends were real life friends in the drama and movies? That number has decreased over time. Yeah, it's so much harder to get D&D campaigns going in real life.
Yes.
It's people like when people have to like physically be there as opposed to just logging into Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot of D&D games die before they start. Do they? I guess I wouldn't know. That's one of the things. When I started my campaign, that's one of the things. I need people who I know will be like reliably available. I need people with no jobs.
Is that why I was inviting?
That's a joke. Like 2 of the players have jobs, so
Hell yeah.
They're part-time though. Yes, reliability was a big part. But yeah, anyways, back to reading. Game day. I'm ready for session reset 0. I got into the Discord call about 5 minutes early so I can prepare. Game time start and no one joined the call, which is alright. Some might be a little late. 15 minutes later, someone joined the call. We talk a bit. The other player messages said give him a second. Well, that second turned to 30 minutes before I decided to reschedule another day. And I just thought a bit until like this game isn't going to work out and it started out me reschedule. So I decided to message the players and Said I feel the game isn't going to work out and cancel the game. I think I felt disrespected that result in my decision to cancel the game. I spent days making this campaign only for it to be cancelled because people were not interested in joining or not being on time. Just felt like a slap in the face. Overall, I think I'm going to take some time off the end for it. Yeah, it's not really a horror story, but I get it.
It's really frustrating.
It's just like having no one show up for session with 0. Definitely. Even if it's like just disrespecting, even if it's genuinely like terrible luck with scheduling, the fact that like people are scheduling that badly at the beginning is not good. Yeah, that's it's just the important of scheduling issues to come. Not really worth it to continue, I think. All your D&D friends now have jobs, except you. I'm fortunate. I'm lucky.
Oof.
Okay, so now I just want to take the next. This one looks. I don't know if we can show this one.
Yeah, not the one from Educational Air.
Okay.
Maybe not the one from Dorgeist either. Okay. I was gonna say both of these have the same problem.
Force herself on like other use your friend's characters like.
Maybe roll it out.
I have noticed a trend with these, where there's a surprising number of like D&D players / DMs who use it to like live out their fetish fantasies.
Yeah.
And
have a good night, Star Bliss.
Yeah. Let me just take a brief. I'm gonna hide the screen and take a brief look to see how much of this is like safe to show on stream.
I also don't want to accidentally like send someone into a PTSD thing. God, some of these are like, yeah, so we did something that would have been criminal if it occurred IRL, but not in a fun way.
I mean, to be fair, D&D parties are usually committing IRL crimes. It's just usually more alongside of murder and looting.
Yeah, murder and looting. That's what we signed up for, not... Oh god, Don't Breathe. I don't know if anyone's seen that horror movie, but... Well.
Oh, the next one's good. Trigger warning. Pregnancy, rape, assault, and grooming. Okay, that's a lot. It's a long one, though. Okay,
Starbliss says, your voice is extremely soothing and relaxing, Audire.
Oh, thank you. Are you sure you weren't talking about you?
No, specifically, quote, also Audire, your voice is extremely soothing and relaxing.
Okay, you know.
Get wrecked. You're appreciated.
Thank you. Honestly. Oh, here we go. Player throws tantrum in character creation. This one seems safer to display on stream.
Oh, from Dragon, not Dragon. Okay.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Alright, Leonard, let's go. Suddenly, my DM wanting to murder a whole party doesn't seem quite as bad. No, that's still a little, but you know, you do you, Limbo. All right, let's get in there.
That depends. Did your party do anything to deserve it? That's the important question. To say, I as a DM, I can understand the desire to murder the party sometimes.
You would never murder us, right?
Obviously, DMing should not be adversarial. Nah, I'm well adjusted. I have healthy ways to take out my frustration. There was the one time you played a bard and you were relentlessly bullied for being one and also just felt completely useless. The one time I played a bard, I was pretty useless. Sonada, are you okay?
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. Oh, No, Cole being like, she's tried to kill me 3 times. No, you've tried to kill your paladin multiple times, and it's amazing you only died 3 times.
I do not take any responsibility for your deaths. Most of those are definitely but upon yourself. I mean, genuinely, if I didn't pull my punches specifically, you would have died way more than 3 times.
Right?
I haven't talked about this on stream, but in our other campaign where I'm a player, Cole's character, he found like this ancient pyramid with unfathomable power surging through it, and he's like, I'm gonna touch it. And then he touches it, and then he dies. Because of course.
Cole, sweetie, if you touch the giant death thing, it kills you.
So I just want you to know, Sonada, this is just Cole being Cole. He is like this in every game, okay? It's not just Jome.
Okay. It's not just Jome. I don't know if I should be... It's a little reassuring. It's also a bit more concerning, but alright. Okay. Hello there. My name is Leonard. I run a D&D game with 4 players for the last 8 months. 3 of those players are very new to the game and have only seen it being played in shows at best. The one experienced player was a friend that I played with in the past. At first, everything was going really well, everyone was playing nicely, and there were rarely any issues. There was, however, a tendency in one of the players, let's call him Danny, always wanting to live up a power fantasy. That means he wanted the last blow on enemies and bosses, and threw a tantrum when that wasn't possible, or he could only help a teammate in getting a kill. He also executed, captured, tied up prisoners, which at times went directly against the choices of the party. One time they even cast Hold Person on Danny after he tried to take down a prisoner. But right when it wore off, he followed through with the execution regardless. Oh, Danny's a problem. Okay. That wasn't an issue at first, and I could have honestly lived with it. The players were still very new to the game, and this was nothing that couldn't change later down the line. However, as the campaign slowly dipped towards an end, these rash decisions and not wanting to be one-upped by any person of authority in the game led to his character attacking an enemy at a very bad moment. What followed was basically his character and other player characters being gunned down. Both died that session. Mind you that both already died that session, but were brought back for story reasons as they made a deal with the devil. This just cut that story arc very short, and I hoped he learned his lesson the first time when picking fights. Now he had to make a new character. This new character used spells and was a bit of a swashbuckling type character. Therefore, he asked for a cantrip from the source book, Valdus Spire of Secrets, called Finger Guns. That sounds funny. Now, while the cantrip itself was quite strong in my opinion, it just didn't align with the way magic worked in this world. Magic was something difficult to destroy, and the flavor of him just shooting it out of his fingertips was nothing I was a huge fan of. Using practically any sort of other flavor was pretty much off the table for him, and he just would not see eye to eye with me on this. It was either his way or no way. But in the end, I told him that my ruling was final, and that was, for now, the end of it. There are many other small things that happened. Oh, yeah, go.
Like, as the DM, like, if your player says my way or no way, you can just say no way. What are they gonna do about
it? Bye. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
Like, and there's no reason to be that desperate for D&D. Like, you need to keep a player like this. Like, and it's pretty obvious that the other players, like, if they have already, like, casted Hold Person on him, it's pretty obviously like, you are very, like, they did not enjoy having him in the party.
Yeah.
Who says, I'll have you. Oh, also, I mean, sometimes you're actively holding back. I know. I'm very surprised you managed to hold yourself back and not touch the Eldritch Death Obelisk last 2 weeks ago.
I was not going to revive you, Cole.
I'm genuinely, I'm proud of you, Cole. You looked at the most obvious trap in the world, and you didn't go into it for once. You really wanted to? Yeah, I know. I could tell. I can tell, Cole. I could tell. I put that there specifically. This is good. This is the Cole trap. This is Cole bait right here.
But okay. Yes, for those who might not know on my end, Audire is the DM of a campaign we're in. It's myself, Cole, Tommy, and Reimu. We are all in the campaign together, and so that's what we're referencing. All right, let's get into it. Now we have to make a new character. Blah blah blah. Also, feel free to tell me to stop rambling whenever. Yeah. All right. There are many other small things that happen from that point onwards. Too many prepared spells on his sheet, an unexplainable amount of money, and other smaller things. In the end, in a small survey about the campaign that just came to an end now, he then again complained and stated that the finger gun ruling was bad and me limiting his options. But that was not the final straw yet. It should have been. Like, it should have been.
The finger gun thing is really stupid because you're asking for something from a different source book and one that's not even official. That's not an official D&D book, and no DM is obligated to allow content from unofficial sources. That's just stupid.
Oh, okay. The character creation for next campaign started. The DM invited this person to the next campaign? Whatever. What do I know? What do I know?
Okay. At that point, I mean, I guess it's hard to know, judge when like we're reading about this in like retrospect, but at the same time, it's kind of like, sometimes your choices are on you. You know, if you had him in the campaign once, okay, got him in the campaign twice. Like shame on him having in the campaign after all this. I'm thinking a little shame on you. So, hi, Wraith, welcome. No DM is obligated to accept things in general. I mean, I think there's an as a DM, I think you're... Number one, I think you're obligated to accept things that are, like, explicitly the rules of D&D. Like, obviously, you're allowed to homebrew stuff, but, like, very much like this is how this is supposed to work. That kind of stuff, you should either accept it or you should be playing a different game. If you if you disagree with the rules of the game you're playing to that extent, you should just not be using a different system. So that's just on you. So I do think there is an obligation as a DM to follow the rules. Obviously you can bend the rules sometimes, but I do think there is some obligation there. Some DMs have had campaigns where you had a legit reason not to be human. Yeah, no, you could not be human. Like I said, homebrew is fine, but like, if a player wants to do something and that something is explicitly allowed by the rules, I think the DM is obligated to allow it. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Fair. Oh. Limbo says he's seen finger guns. It starts at a 2d8 plus modifier, and it isn't a regular cantrip, but makes your hands a weapon, and at higher levels scales range, not damage. Even so,
I've seen that because the other campaign, the DM owns that spellbook in D&D Beyond, so it's like on the list of cantrips I can pick. So I did like read the description. Like, it seems like for this particular DM, I was like, it was less of a matter of like it being overpowered and more just like it doesn't fit the flavor of his world. Like it's a bit of a silly thing. Like you make a finger gun with your hand and then you shoot people with it. Like it's kind of inherently a little silly. And if you're running gonna run like a serious campaign, Zero story, I totally understand why you would not want to allow that cantrip. And I think it's a really silly argument for a player. It's like, hey, oh, you know, this unofficial bonus source, you should let me use it. Even though it's not like, you're not actually using it in the campaign. You should just make an exception. Like, obviously, that's not a good argument.
Oh my gosh. Let's see what happened next. Character creation started. He played a class from the same source book, a witch. I told him and other players before the campaign started that I will allow things from this book. Okay, so precedent has been set. If they are double checked with me and I greenlight them, as a few things are overpowered or not fitting to the setting. Knowing that we ran into many issues. Yes.
Oh, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. The character The character was clearly not built around a creative concept of an interesting backstory, but just used whatever he thought was cool or made him more powerful. The background did not match his backstory. The species he was playing was entirely different, and he had way too many cantrips and spells on his character sheet. It seems like this guy needs to just start using D&D Beyond, where it won't let you.
Yeah. I mean, like, blatant cheating is like a thing that you should be able to catch.
Yeah,
like it's like,
awkward.
It sounds like this guy is just like blatantly cheating. Like, probably like he mentioned earlier, like he had way too much money. For instance, so like so as a DM you're not keeping track of, like, you know, this guy's like he's probably like forgetting to write damage on his characters, like make his character take damage in combat too, I would guess.
Yeah, probably. Oh. That's so squicky. Like, why are there are other ways to get like to fulfill a power fantasy than this?
Honestly, there's like so many overpowered like power builds in D&D as is. Like, you don't need to do all this to like just become absurdly powerful. You just optimize your character well. But
I mean, there's guides out there to do it.
Yeah. I don't think like character not built around creative concept of interesting backstory is like that much of a criticism. Like, not every player is going to be like a good writer, like very creative, come up with like backstories. They should still be able to enjoy D&D. Like, if your character is, hi, I don't know, Bob the Barbarian. I like to hit things with my axe. I come from a village from the north where everyone is barbarians and loves to hit things with their axe. It's you know, it's kind of boring, but it's fine. You should be able to still enjoy D&D with that character if that's the kind of character you like.
Bob the Barbarian. I love him. Alright, let's see.
Oh, like he had a Radiant Soul Warlock that was just reflavored to be a pocket. Yeah, that kind of thing is totally fine. You can, like what Cole said, you can scribe your spells however you want. As long as I had an artificer character who like, so technically the artillerist artificer is supposed to be using like a rod, like a magical focus, and like I basically just had it flavored like, it's okay, my magical focus is a gun. I'm casting spells from my gun by shooting things. That was the flavor, but mechanically it's the same.
Oh, I like that. Like gunslinging spells.
Yeah. You know, technically, by the rules, it's supposed to be like a solid rod of wood, but you know, it's just for flavor. Mechanically, it's all the same.
As long as the numbers are balanced.
Yeah, and obviously it fits the setting and the tone. Go ahead.
Okay, let's get into it. Now with me looking over his sheet, there were many things that made his character just way better from that book. So some of the spells / cantrips were naturally not allowed. He fought me on every single point, and in the end, ended the call with passive-aggressive comments. Is that all? Are you sure? Really sure? Great. Which wasn't the first time a call ended with him being passive-aggressive. After that, I decided I would let him go from the game. So yeah, am I the asshole in this situation, or was I justified in kicking him out? Let's see. We have an edit update too. Thank you for all the many responses I've gotten under the text. There are some things I have to clarify though. Normally I would agree with people that say I should have kicked him earlier. However, he was sort of the link friend. 2 of the other players only joined the game through him, and at the time, kicking him meant kicking them as well. Okay. Now, I can, however, say that we luckily have gotten closer, and because of that, they stuck around after and saw the same issues as me. Good for you.
I mean, fair enough, I guess. I guess it, like, worked out in the end. I guess that does explain why I invited him to the second campaign. They obviously
Right?
like the other players like this, like, if his friends are like also casting hold person on him to stop him from doing things they don't want him to do, like obviously they're not happy with how he's playing either.
Oof.
I was like, I mean, I guess it's got kind of like sucks to realize through a D&D game that your friend is kind of a jerk.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he kept the other players and that they had the chance to become closer, and this guy finally got booted from the game.
Yeah, I will say, like, again, my experience in the other the campaign I'm a player in, like, where that DM, like, loves buying all these, like, extra source books and stuff. And some of these are, like, very clearly unbalanced. Like, the other one, there's a spell, I forget what it's called. But basically, like, it's a lets you, I think it's a 3rd level spell that casts as a reaction that allows you to automatically succeed any spell with a saving throw. Or any saving throw by a spell. And not only does it do that, it allows you to reflect the spell back at them and force the caster to make the same save at disadvantage. Like, this is clearly a super busted spell, especially at like a level 3 spell. Like, it basically means like you're not immune, but you're like taking half damage from literally everything with a saving throw. And you also reflecting that spell back on them. And like, I have basically one-shot bosses by just reflecting their spells back at them.
Oh, shit.
You were not aware that that spell was from this kind of crazy busted spell? Oh, yeah. That particular source book that spell is from, that's the same spell that where your, like, insane, like, teleport thunder step is from as well. It has some other crazy busted spells too. That's the spell you use to get the guy to pop it. Yeah. You just saw a spell like it. Yeah, they're from the same book. They're just from the same book.
A-listers, right. I cast know you, right?
Okay, let's look for another one. Reminds you how your demon will make it people custom stuff. Is it mine? A spell for a pacifist bard was level 1 until the teacher from 3 other level spells. That's I mean, if everyone's I kind of runs into the situation where, like, if everyone's overpowered, no one's overpowered. If everyone's super, no one will be. There it sounds like her mic is popping occasionally. Yeah, okay, so now can you like read the next one to give me a chance to reboot again? Just see if
yeah, totally.
Try to fix my popping.
No worries.
Alright, so I'll read
Okay.
2 in a row after this.
Okay. Sounds good. My scuff is contagious.
It's
Sorry.
like DM blocks us after half a session. Oh, this
DM
one,
blocks us after.
14F and some. Oh, I don't. This is gonna be. We're talking about credit teenage. It has 111 upvotes, though. It might be good.
Okay. Let's see.
It's
Okay, it's a relatively short
but
one.
no, let's hold it for another one. Like making fun of teenagers is it's a
Oh,
little.
yeah, that might be rude.
You kind of expect teenagers.
I mean, their brains are still bacon. They're doing their best.
Unwanted kobold pregnancy, also generative AI. Okay. I kind of I don't really know how Reddit works, but this is like there's no pop. Today. Wait, let's try alt. Oh, there we go. All time. There we go. This is what we mean. All time best on the subreddit.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Not just like what's currently sort by top. Is that what's community doesn't have any?
Yeah, sort by top and all time.
All time. Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna reboot my audio. Try to get rid of the cracking. While this
let's do it.
goes on.
Let's see. And then Limbo said, and the spell scaled with the player level, not the spell slot. Oh, I see. Okay. All right, here we go. DM went mask off from 7 months ago. This literally just happened an hour ago. For background, it's hard for me to commit to a time when most games are run, so PvP is usually the way that I play. What the fuck is PvP? Is that... Chat, what is PvP? PvP? PvP. Yes. Papa, bravo, Papa. Player versus player. Thanks, Tommy. All right. Let's see. So PvP is the way I usually player versus player. Oh, okay. I guess they just... Sure. Someone advertises a PvP game in an interesting modern day setting. I reach out to the DM and he quickly gets a group together. All 4 of us like playing together. We have fun characters and we all do well together we all do well together. Fast forward to tonight. I make a self-deprecating joke about my own character. The DM then makes his own joke at her expense. I commented that I laughed, but I would rather he not make those jokes. Then he said he jokes, that's what he does. Racist jokes, women jokes, Jew jokes, gay jokes, all the jokes. He hates everyone equally. Also, that's definitely what you want in a DM. Sarcasm. We all... Yeah. Welcome back.
Oh, sorry.
We all try. Oh, no, you're fine. How's the mic going?
Well, let's reboot it. Let's see if the popping stops.
Okay. I'm not hearing any thus far. But yes, we all try uncomfortably laughing it off until he starts going off on not being able to offend people anymore and how he should be able to be proud to be white. Yes, all 4 players left real quickly. Oh, buddy. You got a lot of internalized shit to work on.
Oh my god. That's... Yeah, not getting about the mask off, huh?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so, by the way, PvP means play by post. Apparently, so it's like playing on a forum instead of making a voice chat.
Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. He hates everyone equally, unless they're like white men.
Yeah.
Well, the RP Guinness forum. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was big on forum RP. Way back in the day. Oh my god, those are... I'm cringing just remembering it. Oh boy, socially awkward racist, edgelord racist, matter-of-fact racist. I gotta tell these liberals the facts. Racist or matter-of-factist?
Oof. Yeah.
Okay, alright. I can finally read something.
Sounds good.
Oh wait. Did a bit of that? Yeah, that was a bit of a cringe. Yeah, it's okay. I kind of want to talk about it, but then I also don't want to. I kind of really don't want to. Okay.
I was
You
cringe.
used to have
I
a
did
husband.
the post RPs. So you're not alone.
My wife and I are getting a divorce. I don't want a divorce. I just really want to try and work things out, but it's not just up to me. I'm at a bad place right now. She can tell, so she encouraged me to continue going to D&D because she knows how much it means to me. I was reassured that we're all friends and no one is taking sides. 3 days after she broke the news to me, her best friend shelved her old character she'd been playing for years to introduce a new one. The character introduced himself, for first time role-playing a male character, to the campaign by taunting my former wife's character with the words, "You used to have a husband." For context, my former wife's character had a fiancé who died in combat shortly before the campaign began. I blinked. I turned to look at my former wife. In character, I asked when hers had a husband. Fiancé, husband, same thing, her friend said. I started to claim that they're related, but not the same thing. She just said she just misspoke. I couldn't hold it back anymore. I left the room to cry in the hallway. I tried to be as quiet as I could, but I let some sobs escape. He couldn't play without me until he needed me to roll for initiative. After the game, I told my former wife, I don't think I will be attending the next session. She says that it's ridiculous. She said she talked to her friend after the game. She said her friend in the DM had been playing that character for months. The time was purely coincidental, and she merely misspoke. I was a founding member of this campaign. I have played this character for years, so many hours they spent. I don't think I could do it anymore. I feel like I'm losing your wife, your passion, your everything. I mean...
Oof.
Yeah, I would say like continuing in a D&D campaign with your ex-wife is not going to, I think this is why it's a bad idea. Like it's fine to like still be friendly, have like divorce on amicable terms, but like yeah, you're gonna bring up bad like, there's gonna be a lot of emotions involved that you just shouldn't really not be involved in D&D campaigns.
Especially because it's her friend. It's the soon-to-be ex-wife's friend, not like his friend.
Yeah, and like it. The implication pretty much she's on her side, obviously.
Yeah.
Holy crap! It's wife bad. The campaign. There's a reason why we kicked out one person out when the couple broke up. Oh yeah, if you... This is like this is like why it's highly recommended, like workplace relationships are highly recommended against, because most of them will break up at some point. And when they break up, it's going to make the workplace incredibly awkward. It's gonna cause a lot of problems.
Basically, like, someone has to leave. Like you can't get over someone if you're seeing them every day, or if you're still taking part in like a frequent group activity together.
Yeah. Yeah, no, if I like... Not that I have an ex, but if I would not want to be in a D&D campaign with my ex. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
But where are you supposed to find partner if not work? Honestly, I don't know. I don't freaking know where people do like meet people of the opposite gender. I guess like I was just like going to bars and clubs. Like genuinely, I have no idea where people go these days. But that's probably why, you know, the marriage rate is like plummeting. Nobody knows.
Go to a bookstore? Maybe.
Okay, but like, people who go to bookstores aren't really going to get hit on, right? That's the problem. Like, I think there's like an implicit understanding when you go to a bar. I feel like it's like getting hit on is okay. That is not the case with like libraries or like game stores or, you know, other places. Yeah, it's tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's tough out there for dating. I'm not gonna start talking about my own experience here.
VTubing? No.
Unless
you're doing it for the clout.
I mean, I actually know like 2 couples that have very successful. Like 2 of them are like getting married from after meeting from VTubing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute though. Okay. I've just seen so many flame outs. I was like, oh,
yeah.
Fair.
So that means like sometimes like I don't begrudge people that like, you know, try to form relationships through VTubing, because like if you're a VTuber, this is probably, especially if you're like a full-time VTuber, this is probably like 90% of what you do. You probably like aren't really like interacting with people outside of like VTuber related activities if you're like a full-time content creator. So like naturally anyone you meet and fall in love with is going to be like in the VTubing sphere. So like I can understand. So I can understand that, like, and so like sometimes I see on Twitter people like, please don't use VTubing as like a dating app or whatever. That's like, I don't really agree with that. I don't begrudge people the attempt to date. Obviously, usually those people are just talking about like men being sexual harassers, which is a totally different story. That's not okay. But
yeah,
I don't begrudge people like trying to like date through VTubing.
As long as it's handled like respectfully and like you were saying, not just sexually harassing someone. Sure.
Yeah, like you meet someone, you get together really well, you happen to be, you know, compatible gender-wise, however that works. But it's like I get it, because it's like, especially like VTubers were generally speaking like introverted nerds who don't leave the house much. I think it's fair to say that.
What?
So like, if you're someone like that, how the fuck are you ever gonna meet someone in real life? Besides like dating apps. And oh my god, dating apps are so bleak. It's so bleak on dating apps.
Yeah.
So you should be very happy that you found someone a long time and you were very happy together. I'm very happy for you.
But yeah, let's see. Tommy, I leave the house kind of often, but unfortunately there's nobody here but Olge. No.
Yeah. It's not just like leaving the house. It's like going places with people, with lots of strangers where you interact with them. That, like when I say go out and meet the house, that's what I mean. You're going to the grocery store. That doesn't really count. Like I go to the grocery store, but like you don't meet people and talk to each other at the grocery store. You don't meet people and talk at like, I don't know, when you go shop, when you go to the library, when you go to the bookstore. Look, these just aren't places. It's like, we're like bars, concert, dance clubs. I don't know. Sports games? I don't, do people talk to strangers at sports games? I have no idea. I don't go to sports games. Where do you meet people though? Exactly. I don't freaking know. That's what I'm saying. I don't freaking know where you meet people. Except like bars, clubs, and that kind of stuff. I genuinely, I have no idea.
College?
Like what?
But that's very limiting.
Third year classes, yeah, but like what happens when you're done with college? Like, what the frick do you... It's like,
yeah.
I found out like at some point, like it was reported in the news, like there was like this New York like orgy community, and like my mind was actually blown. I didn't think that such a thing could like ever actually be real. Like strangers just meeting up and like having sex and orgies. Like holy what? My mind, like,
New York,
unfathomable.
New York. Ooh. Actually, yeah.
The only
How
place where you live where you can think of is somewhere in the mall. You don't talk to strangers in the mall. It's like not okay to just walk up and talk to random people in the mall. Especially if you're like, especially, I told you, like, if you're a man talking to random women in public,
Yeah.
in like 99.9% of locations, that is not okay. You're going to be like registered as a creeper. Not literally registered, but actually maybe, right? Literally registered.
I would say I've known people that have used eHarmony, but they were a bit older than our generation.
I mean, there's lots of dating apps now, but like, again, it's like the situation is so terrible on dating apps. It's like I
think I had Tinder for a week, and then it was like, nah.
Bro, I'm not convinced there are real people on Tinder. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
Like, I've been on Tinder, and it's like, it's all like really attractive people, and they're all really close to me, and this is like statistically just impossible. Like, you expect the average person on a dating app should look average. They should not. If everyone is incredibly hot, there's no way these accounts are freaking real. And so, like, I don't think there's real people on Tinder. And just for fun, I also looked at the women, and like most of them like just had links to like their Snapchats or OnlyFans or something. Probably not directly to their OnlyFans, but I think they're just like trying to get followers on social media. So I imagine that's what it is for like the men looking for women. As like, I'm not convinced they're like real people on Tinder.
You know, I was briefly like, I know there's modern matchmaking, but from the 2 seconds I've looked at a Seattle matchmaking place, this seems like a scam.
Oh, that
I don't know.
no. So, I do know there's like places that do like speed dating events, and but seems like sort of legit, but it costs like money to get in, and apparently I'm also told like apparently these places tend to have a problem with too many women and not enough men.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I've never given them a shot. But be on your way to have a business card and 30-second intro for speed dating as if I were. I guess. How would you? I don't even know. I never even.
And then
like,
they tell you to apply online.
Follow me on my Twitter for a chance. Lava's dad take the black belt. I mean, that's why like I saw on Twitter just a few days ago, just like rates of they're talking about like a sexual recession because like rates of like people having sex is plummeting. It's like, yeah, I guess this is what
buy some good stuff instead of, you know.
And the funny tweet was like, Jerome Powell must act now, which, you know, he's like the chair of the Federal Reserve, but unrelated. Yes, like I guess that's why like I don't know where to meet people. I don't think anybody knows where to meet people. Apparently, this is nobody knows where to people anymore.
To go back to like the Victorian times where we just like specifically held like get-togethers and shit for meeting people. That was like, we are creating an event that is specifically for this. Cheers.
Yeah, no, the fuel
Good
you're
luck.
ugly. I mean, I get tons of matches on dating apps, but they all stop talking to me after a few days. So I was like, glad to know it's my personality. My looks are fine. I'm glad to know it's my personality.
You're lovely. Fuck them.
I don't know. Like, genuinely, I have like there's like dozens and dozens of matches, and every single one of them stops talking to me after a few days. Like this. It's like pain. Hi, Alex.
Hi. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't think it really matters if you're physically attractive or not, as a guy at least. Like, as long as you have a good personality and you're funny. I think funny and good personality can overcome any sort of looks issue.
Oh yeah,
Unless,
for
like,
guys,
I don't know, you're like the creature from the Black Lagoon, but
absolutely. Like Mr. Bean has a wife, I'm pretty sure.
like Jack Black, is he hot? Not necessarily. Is he funny? Yes. I'm sure he's
No, exactly.
not to shit on Jack Black. Jack Black.
No,
Does he have a
but that's
wife?
like the thing with like the Lux Max or incel crowd. Like they all think like what women are really into is like you gotta be like super ripped, 300 pounds of solid wall of muscle. And it's like that's actually, I think most women are not actually into super muscly men.
Oh,
If I'm
Jack
my
Black's wife is
experience.
cute. What the fuck?
What?
Jack Black's wife is cute. Wait, her name is Tanya. They've been married since 2006.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Alex says we're avoiding the neat person and dating as many. Well, good for you, Alex. I'm glad the situation over there is different because it is bleak out here. Okay, back to D&D.
Yeah, back to D&D.
Cheating DM fed a lich to a low-level party. The whole table quit. I sent this story a while back to a TTRPG YouTuber who enjoyed it. Hopefully y'all do too. A couple years ago, my main circle of friends for more than a decade, 7 including me, were about 12 levels deep in a campaign that had been on the rocks for a while. That's a big-ass party. That is a big-ass party. This is the second campaign together. First was a different master, the fighter in the story, and was on a different weeknight, immaculately. Intriguing conflict, intense planning, creative combat, we were really into it, and the jealousy from DM was palpable. There already been issues in the past several levels surrounding the DM's ego and willingness to bend the rules to serve only himself. As a group of genuine friends, we were willing to let most of it slide until the session. I genuinely don't understand what it even means to bend the rules to serve only yourself as a DM. Like, I genuinely don't know what that would entail. Because again, like, the DM is not the adversary of the party. Like,
Yeah.
like for me,
You're already basically God. Like, what do you...
yeah, like you could just say the players all die at any time, and like what do you mean bend the rules to serve yourself? Just suddenly 100 Tarasques surround you.
Rocks fall, you die. It's that easy.
Rocks while everybody dies. Letting the NPCs do things and then stopping the players from doing the same? I mean, you can justify that in some situations where, like, if the NPCs are supposed to be more skilled than your players are. Have different abilities. Anyways, keep going. Long story short, DM had been carrying us to fight a BBEG from Fighter's backstory, a thug lord that had taken his daughters captive in response to mercenary work done in Fighter's past. BBEG had already tortured Fighter for several hours and killed Fighter's brother just a few sessions prior. Ow! Jesus, that's dark. We had scrounged up what we thought was a suitable bargaining piece to avoid combat, but DM seemed pretty ready to rumble, so we got started. For context, BBEG was in the center of a courtyard surrounded by a wall top with archers. Here are a few of his worst offenses. Instead of letting Fighter hold combat with his own BBEG and help save his own children, DM began combat by cutting Fighter's throat and killing him instantly. Okay, bro. What the fuck?
No.
If you're gonna have someone cut the Fighter's throat, you should make that. That's combat. You get a rule. You get a rule for that. You gotta do enough damage with that dagger to one-shot their entire HP bar. Good luck with that. Initiative was rolled BBEG first. A surprise, no one. Literally, no one. He's revealed to be a reskinned lich with all the same properties and more HP. What? Okay. Auto-skilling the rogue, me, admittedly at a high damage output, so it's at least understandable. I don't know how you would justify a thug lord who, like, cuts people's throats with a knife to have all the powers of a lich, though. Like, a lich wouldn't need to cut someone's throat with a knife.
But you're thinking logically.
Rogue then takes several arrows, gets Finger of Death, and is down and out in round 1. I guess do you want the fight to be particularly intense, decided to kill both fighter and rogue instead of plan more complex combat? That's terrible. That's such a terrible idea. Yet you're making fight more intense for the remaining players, but the other players just fucking sit there.
Oh, I'd straight
Like,
up
at
just
least
leave.
Yeah, at least when Cole goes down, it's his own damn fault, so I'm like... I think some people should not be allowed to... Oh yeah, if you are not a well-adjusted person, you should... DM... The paltry amount of power over a small group of people you have as a DM is way too much for some people. So there are many people in this world, so you give them any amount of power over someone else. And there are a lot of people in this world who should never be given power over anyone else. Even if it's just as a D&D DM.
You sit
Next
in the
turn, she
corner
tries to
and you think about what you did.
Yep. Tries to scale the wall and start plucking off some archers. Totally normal monk activity at level 12, right? Think again. DM as monk, roll for it despite the ability being written into her class. She rolls really high and DM still says no. She has a pinch of unsatisfying damage and turn ends. No, yeah, at this point I'm just like, if you're literally... Actually, I think I would leave. I would be like, okay, I'm done with this campaign here. At this point, DM begins combat by cutting... Yeah, I'm out here. If you're gonna instantly kill... Especially if you, like, didn't have, like, a real up. So the only way this could be justifiable is if basically, like, the fight had already happened, or, like, the fighter had, like, a legitimate chance to avoid getting into this situation in the first place, and failed that. And this is just, like, the consequence of that failure. That would be, like, the only situation. This is okay. But also, like, as a DM, if you're keeping the player alive, as long as they're alive, they need to have, like, not initiative, agency. As long as the player alive, they should have agency. Otherwise, what is the point of having them be alive? You should have just killed them. If you don't want them to have any agency. At least your DM killed your characters in a one-shot and became a legend next game. That's a one-shot. That's different. Like, this is like their only session. Like, whether the players live or die doesn't matter as much. Anyways. Ranger casts an AoE damage spell. DM insists out of range to hit those foes. It isn't, but oh well. Another satisfying turn. Cleric, another past DM, casts Sanctuary on herself. BBG tries to counterspell, but is out of range. We had to argue, measure several times over it. DM gives him and is pissed. He's up next. BBEG makes a multi-attack on Barbarian and DM tries to include a pretty brutal spell. Fighter notices and messages DM covertly from my head. No, multi-attacks do not include spells. Yeah, that was my immediate reaction. DM reads the message quietly, then comes out as a response. I don't care what the rules say.
Ooh.
Yeah, at that point you just leave. BBG casts us. Again, like I was saying at the beginning, it has a DM. If you don't care about the rules, you should either not be DM or you should be using a different system.
Right.
Time and energy. I mean, it sounds like they were having fun with the previous DM. So it sounds like his exclamation is like this DM just got really jealous about how much people enjoyed the other DMs DMing, and they decided to kill the whole party. As a result, I don't understand the rationale. By the end of a long and exhausting evening, we were all angry. Two of us were a certain person. Were you saying something?
Oh no, sorry.
Volts were crying, and we were nowhere near end of combat. DM claimed we finished combat next session and called it a night. Not only was there no session the following week, but after several long arguments with no budget for DMD, pulled out of the friend group entirely and cut almost all ties. And we set him down and told him we were putting game, and he cut the friend group. Good riddance. Jesus Christ. But this story has a happy ending. Cut to a couple of years later, and we're now a few levels in our third campaign together, run by Cleric, and couldn't be happier. Lots of complex dungeon design, strict respect to the rules, and thrilling challenging combat out the wazoo. We even picked up Clerics, but the rest of the player had become a stronger group by our passing week. Yeah, this is just... This DM, like... I don't know, he's just power tripping.
So weird.
Like, what is the point of wanting to be a DM for people and then just because you just want to make them miserable? Like, it's like so weird, fucked up
Cthulhu campaign.
Even Call of Cthulhu is supposed to be fun. I really hope you never make you feel self-conscious about your DMing. I mean, I'm always like trying to be self-aware about it, which is why I asked, like I asked at the end of every session, well, what did you guys think? Did everybody enjoy it? No, I'm always asking for feedback.
D&D aftercare.
That's something almost as bad as an illusion to intimidate someone to not move, succeed in the roll, and DMs to hide the move. Did they just forget, or like, if you're gonna have if a DM like, oh yeah, you can roll to make that happen, and then they just say no after you succeed the roll. That's kind of fucked up. I'd assume they just forgot, and you could just remind them. But if like they're insisting that you failed even after telling you succeeded, that's kind of fucked up. I think you do a good job, just gotta be more on point with the music. Yeah, sorry, Tommy.
Tommy and Audire, do you have music for this? Every single session. And I say that with a lot of love in my heart. It's cute.
I like how you can do challenges even when you're blunt. I mean, I think a good D&D combat, people should either be being downed or almost downed. Like the threat of if like the threat of being down is not there, it's like it's not really like engaging combat. But also like obviously you don't want to kill everyone. Tommy, the audio file.
Yeah.
Things like Ace Combat and a million of various audio games have spoiled me on music-driven presentation. When it's a little different when you have like $100 million and, you know, things are a little different. Yeah, clearly DM on a power trip, no idea what's all the people like, yeah. This is the power trip, yeah. Just in general, a lot of people, there's a lot of people like this, and you probably you're passing them on the street, like they're everywhere, they're around you, you meet them all the time, and you don't know until like they get power over someone else, because most of the time these people don't have any power over anyone, but then like the moment they do, is like their true nature comes out. And there's generally so many people like this, and like it's really important for I think everyone, your own sanity, just be able to recognize that when that happens and cut them out of your life. What you hate about DMs is when you kill your mount and you just cry when you're home. Aww. I mean, it depends if it's like a fair kill. DMs don't forget to change the playlist, but we have to compliment the song choices. Oh, that sounds familiar. What I love is when the party manages to start winning, so the GM suddenly has an army of players appear who can't be killed. The party figures out a good tactic that uses the synergy the party skills. Yeah, again, like, the DM is not the adversary. Okay, I think you can get the next one.
Let's see. Yotin. As a DM, also, I tell my players if it's on the table, it's a target regarding pets and mounts. Yeah, I've had some. I usually play pet classes or cleric, and if I think something's gonna go sideways, I'm like, okay, you live in my jacket now, or you live in my arm. Or I'm just like, hey, DM, this animal is not in combat. Can I put them somewhere? Because I will cry if something happens to them.
You guys have a few. I give you guys a few of those.
Oh my god, I love Sushi, man. He's such a just little guy. Sushi being our shark dog,
Yes.
kind of looks like Jeff, but you gave us Sushi before Jeff was like a thing in Marvel Rivals. But yes,
Yeah.
kind of looks like Jeff. Alright. My no-goes were not only laughed off, but taken advantage of. Gross. So, I was playing in a campaign that only took place once a month online. I was having fun role-playing, everybody seemed chill and genuinely fun to be around. No red flags. Which is why, when out of the blue after a session, the topic of no-goes and horror stories came up. I felt like it was no big deal to throw mine out there. I would not, under any circumstances, like my character to have sexual encounters. Oh, this might be bad. Much to my surprise, people started laughing. Instead of the, well, that's not going to happen in this campaign anyway, I was expecting, I was bombarded with reasons why this was a dumb thing to say. Rude. People have sex though. You can always fade to black. Why would that be a no-go for you? Are you asexual or something? And no, I am not. This is just not what I'm playing tabletop RPGs for. I would not even be extremely uncomfortable to roleplay up until the scene before fading to black. It's just not what I want to get out of the game. Anyway, while this did not feel great, I did not feel super discouraged at first. However, when the very next session had my character's childhood friend trying to go down on him, I did feel uncomfortable. Ew. I made sure everyone knew that, whatever the joke was, I was not getting it or liking it, and left the session. After how people reacted to that, I left the campaign for good. Not a major horror story, I know, but it did leave a sour taste in my mouth. Edit. Read through the comments and damn, apparently me saying this was not amazing. It's actually downplaying this situation quite a bit. Thanks guys, feels good to know that I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, oof. That just,
Like,
don't be a dick.
I think like you could, cause saying like you can always fade to black, and then not fading to black. Kind of a bit of a hypocritical, huh?
Right?
Like if you're gonna say, if you're gonna suggest fading to black as a solution to the problem, you gotta like actually do that.
And also, like, unless your party are a bunch of like workers, quote unquote, then I don't really see why that would be necessitated, but I don't know.
Yeah, no. I don't, yeah. I have a feeling character's childhood friend trying to go down was not at all necessary to advance the plot or the characterization. I have a
Yeah.
like I could okay, but I could understand laugh if it's like a certain like if someone told me like, oh my no, I can't have any caterpillars in this campaign. I might find that I might laugh at that. I would try to respect it, but I would laugh at that.
Cole, I'm
And
gonna
I
put
think-
you in timeout.
Having Rex and D&D stuff. Who's Rex? Oh, sex. I like Rex with a person. Like, imagine. Okay, yeah. I don't think Tommy and Sonada's characters would do that.
No.
Yeah, I think this really gets into the whole, like, D&D is like, some people just use D&D as like a sexual fantasy thing, which is like, I feel like there's games for that. I feel like there's other games with that. There are probably games with mechanics for that.
Right?
You should play one of those. Okay, I'm gonna do the next one.
All right.
As they say, be careful what you wish. Tommy's too. Okay, I'm not reading that one's written. A player invited one of his friends to join us in our Tuesday game, and this player took advantage of our DM's generous 1 free item per player gift. The new guy chose a ring of 3 wishes. Okay, just because the 1 free item should put like a limit on that. Like, 1 free item up to like, I forget how D&D rarity works. Like Mary Rare or something. Here is DM allowed it was said the ring appeared to 2 of the wishes consumed already. The guy argued a bit for saying with wide range. Okay, I wish for permanent access to the wish spell. It does not require a spell slot when used, nor will apply any other effects, negative effects. Okay, genuinely, this is epic. The wish spell. The description explicitly encourages the DM to be like an evil genie when making when making like wish spells that are not just like casting, using it to cast a different spell. Anytime you don't do that with the wish spell, the description of the spell explicitly encourages the DM to be an evil genie. So let me pull out the description for the wish spell. Care. Oh, this isn't displaying too well, but I'm gonna see if I can.
It encourages monkeys pawing. It does. It does.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Okay. Oh, here, there we go. He may wish for something not included in any of the other effects. Blah blah. The DM has great latitude in really what occurs in such an instance. The greater the wish, the greater the likelihood that something goes wrong. The spell might simply fail, the effect you desire might be achieved only in part, or you might suffer an unforeseen consequence as a result of how you worded the wish. For example, wishing that the villain were dead might propel you forward in time to a period where that villain is no longer alive, effectively removing you from the game. Similarly, wishing for a legendary magic item or an artifact might instantly transport you to the presence of the item's current owner. If your wish is granted and its effects have consequences for a healed community, region, or world, you are likely to attract powerful foes. If your wish would affect a god, the god's divine servants might instantly intervene to prevent it, or to encourage you to craft the wish in a particular way. If your wish would undo the multiverse itself, threaten the city of Sigil, affect the Lady of Pain in any way, you see an image of her in your mind for a moment, she shakes your head, and your wish fails. So, like, explicitly, the description of this spell is to monkey's paw. If you do not ask for something, the more powerful the thing you wish for, it wants you to evil genie it. So this is absolutely something any DM should be evil genieing it. He said, oh, okay, I wish for permanent access to the wish spell. It doesn't require a spell slot when used, nor will it apply any of its negative effects on you. Okay, alright then. Okay, that's the only spell you can cast. In fact, that's... And And then every single wish she makes after that, you monkeys pull out again. Like this kind of obvious power gaming is a great opportunity to fuck him up. Yes, you could say something. Okay, you wish. Yeah, permanent access to the wish spell, but you can no longer speak. How fun is that?
So any verbal component spells are you can't use them anymore.
You can't cast them. There are not a lot of spells without verbal components. Silence is a very good spell. Silence has very few counters. You're very careful of your wishes when a djinn surrendered to us, so he got away from the monkey's paw because it's all very lawful good wish. Yeah, it is explicit. Like, well, the writers of D&D know that there is a lot of opportunity for players to try and power game with the wish spell, and so they explicitly tell the DM if they try to power game, they will fuck them up. Anyways, remember, you're still a level player. It's still a max level spell. Freeze buff are not playing the gods. Cutie guy type wishes like, no woman can resist my charms.
You.
Again, D&D. Living out their fetishes.
Yeah.
I have a pocket dimension in your bag where you have millions of platinum. That's actually like sort of. I think that's actually sort of. I would say that you would need multiple wishes to do this, but this is like the kind of thing you would expect. High level. Like, you could actually probably make this happen with like just casting other high level spells, genuinely. Grove watch too much isekai.
Yeah.
Oh, the monkey's paw effect. B for wishing to alter a new body. I mean, probably like the body isn't what you want. I am now max level and considered a god among men. DM responded to the sort of monkey's paw approach. Yeah, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. As you walk through town, you are accosted by 12 elderly women. Before you know it, all your trinkets are missing. In place of them, you find a note that reads, "Thank you, dearly. Sincerely, the coalition of hags." Okay, the dimension exists in your... Okay, the dimension exists in your bed. He never mentioned he could remove the platinum. Exactly. Like, you never do millions of platinum in a bag, but you can't remove it. You can have infinite money, but all the money is infinitely heavy and you can't remove it. You find a temple that has seemingly been built overnight. Your face adorns the wall and windows. As you approach a room and bow to you, chanting, "All hail Max." So
perfect.
I would not have thought of that. For wishing for wishing alter. I didn't realize we were talking about the character alter. I thought that was just like a misspelling. There are more examples, but these are my favorite. Eventually push phone to shelf and tries to wish the BBEG dead. This is literally the example we give in the spell description. The GM tells him that wish won't work because no idea who BBEG is. Finally, the player just says, "Fuck it, I wish for the source of my problems to be erased from existence." This time the GM saw, oh my god, this guy has never read a book or like seen a show with evil genius. This guy's never done that. Everyone make a perception check except you, new guy. You all suddenly, while you're standing in this particular area in front of you laying in the street, you find a ring. You'll notice it's a ring of 3 wishes. Unfortunately, they have all been consumed.
That's so
That's
fucked.
really... Okay. Okay. That was a good one. That had a happy ending. Honestly, He probably should have kicked him out from the campaign from the beginning, but at least he got some laughs out of it. Out of the god tier, yeah. Well, this person did an amazing story, but quick question, was the ring the source of his problems? Yeah, no. He was the source of his own problems. Let's see, the most pause approach is the intended way to handle wish. Sort of, it's intent for obvious appendix to ease, but yeah, anyways. DM couldn't shop themselves in the flip by not putting rare restrictions on the one free magic item. Yeah, like if you're not putting rare restrictions, like any caster could just wish for like a staff of the Archmage and just become like a high level spellcaster at level 1.
Oh.
Well, I feel like you should definitely be a power rarity requirement. I was considering, actually, in my campaign, I was considering letting Tommy have a staff of the Archmage. That you pick up from the Lich instead of the staff that you actually got. But I was like, no, even for this campaign, this where you guys are pretty overpowered, like this is still way too overpowered.
Yeah.
The problem with staff of the Archmage, it's like, it's very similar to the staff you actually got, Tommy, but it's like way more powerful. It has way more spells. Like once you have that, like you don't really have a reason to like cast spells normally anymore. It's just that powerful. Okay, you got this one, Sonada?
Yes. Alright.
Wait, this one? I'm sorry. This is a quick one. Player sent me this. And something he didn't like happened. I watched hundreds of hours of Matt Mercer DMing and his players play D&D. I probably know more about the game than you do. Yeah, okay.
Oh. Okay.
Watching lots of football means you're a great football player, right?
I can't. Oh, God. Alright. Absolute brat rage quits D&D because we decided to keep playing. I am still annoyed about this, and it was brought up to me again tonight, so I figured I should vent a bit here before I have to deal with this player again in a week. We're playing Waterdeep, but shit's gone off the rails, so the GM had to get... The cast is Friendly GM. Halfling Paladin of the Laughing God that thinks they're a child that has yet to grow up, and generally Robin Hoods around the city with a gang of orphan children. Me,
That's a
aka
great character
Pally.
concept. That is a great character concept, actually. That's so funny. Sorry, go ahead.
Tiefling Warlock that is... Oh no, you're fine. Tiefling Warlock that is questionably evil, wealthy, educated, and likes to manipulate the jolly, low, intelligent wisdom Pally with interesting results. Shifter Glamour Bard that is generally a good time. Changeling Monk with multiple personalities based on their chosen form, generally never goes to their weakling elf looking main form and freaks when they do. Rat. Okay. We were down 2 players, so I won't mention those characters. Normally the party is a bit bigger than us few. That's a lot of fucking players then. Spoilers for Waterdeep below, etc, etc. So you have been warned. So we just fought the Poverty Beholder, and nobody was looking to. Brat caught in Pally's moonbeam, so they were forced into their OG form. They proceeded to freak out and cower, trying to hide from everyone, while generally being on very low HP. This is in character and understandable. Pally tries to give them a quick high five to heal them up since we're in what is essentially a dungeon. They run away and cower some more, eventually causing Pally to tackle them to get a heal off. Probably not ideal, sure, but at least the guy wasn't in danger zone anymore. Brat proceeds to get hysterical and compared to assault and... Yup. Well, alright, if you say so. Granted, they were probably just being hyperbolic, but saying a character who mentally acts like a child assaulted them over a high 5 heal is a bit much in my book. Regardless, the session ended there and it was left at that after a few calls of, calm down, you're overreacting. Oh, this will be spicy. Next session rolls around and we start off in the same spot. Brat continues to cower behind things and generally refuses to interact with the party. Given that there's only so much one can do to engage with a character that is actively avoiding the party, we continue to play and attempt to open some of the chests Brat was hiding behind, while Brat continued their hiding, sobbing tap dance. We figure after some shit rolls, we need a knock spell to get these bad boys open. So Greedy Pally and the gang go about talking to NPCs in the tower and learn that some of the apprentices know the spell. Great. So we make for their area deeper in the tower, get assaulted by animated staves, convince some NPCs to fight said staves as we slip off to continue our search for knock casters. Brat continues to sulk, now alone in said tower room with dead Poverty Beholder. Well, right, dude, you do you, I guess, was the general consensus. So we find a gargoyle and have a really fun conversation with them, getting them to join the party since we're basically down 3 party members with Brat sulking and refusing to do much of anything. Gargoyle is well received and proves to be extremely useful in the next combat encounter. Meanwhile, GM is trying to bait Brat out by giving them info or little mentions of NPC activity. They snub 1 or 2 from what I remember, but eventually finally stealth after some NPCs and find the party. We're in the middle of combat by now and really not doing great, but thankfully Gargoyle Friend is kicking ass. We're thrilled with them and shower praise. Apparently, this was a mistake, as it enrages Brat and he begins to make comments about us replacing him. Well, we had it. We just, found an NPC, but whatever. So he sits and pouts and watches us burning up spell slots and taking damage from this massive demon thing. We finally managed to down it, but we're not doing so hot. Gargoyle nearly went down. We heal him a bit, but they're still not great. We shamble off, get to the animated armor enemy. Now we've had nothing more than a short rest at this point, and we're pretty much all out of heals. Brat is still lurking in the shadows, as our passive perceptions are shit, so we don't notice him. He follows until we enter combat with the armor and are getting our asses kicked, then decides it's his time to shine. While Pally is locked in a fight for their life and losing, he changes into a male NPC the party was very friendly with and pops out from nowhere, landing a series of blows on the gargoyle and downing it in basically one turn. As soon as he did, we all yelled in protest and cautioned him what he was doing would be met with retaliation. But he claimed he was salty and we'd replaced him, so he was going to kill it. Even though he knew we liked the NPC, and even though we were literally in the midst of combat on low HP with no spell slots to spare. They then teleport behind Bard, attack them, then retcon attacking them, ending their hellish turn. So Bard pops their Mantle of Inspiration so we can all flee and cower about the gargoyle while Warlock spares the dying on them. We're all visibly angry and the party decides they're going to attack and lightly kill Brat. Brat, meanwhile, downs the animated armor while we try to save Gargoyle and then promptly sits in the middle of the room. They drop NPC's form and take on a form with a more stupid personality in the hopes we'd overlook their transgressions. They continued to repeat that they were salty and had been replaced as their only excuses, then later tried to suggest their character was stupid, so it was in character. So Warlock throws an Eldritch Blast and Bard ups Gargoyle while Brat is prone in the middle of the room. I threaten with my longsword, but eventually decide to just tie the clown up because fuck man, I'm not gonna kill the dude for being an ass. We've all been playing for nearly a year and the campaign is just about over. So I tie him up after winning the grapple, and when he starts shouting, I gag his character, which was rude, I admit, but I was pretty angry myself. I'll just mention here that Brat and I don't get on, so the fact that it was me tying him up didn't go over well at all. Sure, I mean, the other two were in agreement to kill him, but fuck me, right? So he goes on to say that he doesn't need to put up with this bullshit, and enough people don't care about him IRL, so fuck you guys, or something to that extent. And rage quits, much to our... He DMs... Wait, he... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, that's such a... the passive-aggressive guilt tripping. You always know you're in for a good time when that comes out.
Let's see. He GMs every other week, so he's dismantling his campaign now and essentially got one more game of Waterdeep, then rip D&D with this group. The kicker is apparently that he is fucking livid with me, just me, so I can't wait for our final session. I'm half tempted to not even fucking go because it's not fun anymore. If this were a new player, I'd be more understanding, but the man is in his mid-20s and has been playing for ages. We're likely not going to get an apology, and I wouldn't be surprised if one is demanded from us for not dropping everything and trying to force the character to interact with us despite the previous assault comments. I'm all for RPing and character development, but there's only so much one can do to engage with someone who refuses to engage back, yet expects it. I'm still just so baffled by this, even considering if somehow I am in the wrong, even though everyone else was clearly pissed and out for blood. I just hope I don't have a follow-up to post after this. Ugh.
This is not a Brett, he's just a person with a lack of love and... I think Brett is the accurate descriptor of this. He's basically just childish. Like, he doesn't understand. But you can't be incredibly annoying and then justify it as that's what my character would do. You're still fucking annoying. Right? Just because it's in character for your character to be annoying does not make you any less annoying. Brats are at least sorry when everyone is offered them. We have very different definitions of brats, Alex. But yeah, this is like basically I don't know what this guy was expecting. Like he's going to be stupid. Like I don't like, did he just get like way too deep into the role playing or something? Because like you're being really annoying and stupid. And of course that's going to piss everybody else off. And why would you expect them to forgive you for that? Like just even in character, like when you say something like, "Oh, that's my character. It's in character for my character to do this," and then the other person goes, "Well, it's in character for my character to stab your character for doing that." What are you gonna do?
Right. Well, and he like even says, yeah. Oh, sorry.
So like it's in character for Hallie to smack Joan over the head.
Yeah. We're not gonna do damage. I'm gonna bop him if he's gonna eat the fucking moss off the floor, though.
Oh my god.
But he says he doesn't need to put up with this bullshit. Oh, sorry. No. Oh, sorry. He doesn't need to put up with this bullshit, and enough people don't care about him IRL. So clearly this isn't even role-playing. This is just, I should go to therapy, but instead I go to D&D.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, so this is like clearly a guy, he doesn't have friends and doesn't realize that he's the problem.
Yeah.
I met... There was a VTuber who, like, a few weeks ago just randomly DM'd me out of the blue. Who was kind of like this. I'm engaging with him purely out of, like, curiosity. Because I could see, I checked out his Twitter page, and immediately, because like, he is in the middle of some drama, and like, so it's pretty obvious, like, he is trying to like, basically, all his friends left him because for being an asshole, and he's tried to make new friends, and I guess he just tried randomly. He's also definitely one of those like sexual harassers based on the drama. He's like just wants to. He like exclusively wants to interact with female VTubers, and I think that's a pretty obvious red flag. And then so like, I went into a voice call that we played like Don't Starve for like 2 hours. And I just realized, oh okay, on top of just kind of like being a jerk, and kind of like he's clearly he's also just an incredibly boring person. He's just so boring. He doesn't even like say anything fun or he's not even like a interesting kind of like insane incel. He's just like so boring.
Oh, boring insane incel. That's rough, bud. There was a good follow-up in the comments from the original poster. 2 years after this post was made. Yeah. If you scroll down,
it's
let's see, good year for bad days. It's from 3 years ago. Their icon is like a little. It's the Reddit thing. It's wearing like a pink and yellow hoodie.
I'm so lost. I did not use Reddit enough apparently.
It's in the initial brackets. So you have Commander Krieger, and if you just scroll down, you'll eventually see good year for bad days.
Yeah. Here it is. Is this it?
I think so. Yeah. Oh, it was collapsed. My bad.
Oh, okay. So you play Don't Starve with something like that, but now I mean I didn't enjoy playing Don't Starve. I would not do it again.
But yeah.
Like the guy, he's also like really just like I mean I wouldn't be surprised if like some type of autistic or something, because it was just like very. I had never played Don't Starve before. It's like I had no idea what he's doing, and he would either like over-explain or under-explain, and it was like very bizarre. Like this is probably a person who like he does not have the capacity to understand other people's mindsets. Like he doesn't have like a fully developed theory of mind, and like that's clearly part of why he like struggles socially. But yeah, no chance you could keep playing with everyone except probably that player. I wouldn't spend an entire group over one player. I was don't know this. Oh, here it is. I can really say that 2 years after this post, the GM of that group is still a good friend, and we still have fun playing games together. The rest of the group disbanded and went our own ways, except the Brett and GM still play D&D from time to time. The report about it is better now, but still has his moments. That's about all I could ask for, really. Besides, me and our circle of friends have since moved away from D&D to play a wider variety of TTRPG games. Brett is hung up on D&D, so probably never interact again. Oh yeah, another happy ending.
I'm glad the person got a bit better, you know.
Yeah. You kind of feel bad for that guy, bad person has said. Yeah. Like from reading his Twitter, I don't think he realizes that I actually like read his Twitter, because he like puts out all this like obvious like drama laden because I know he doesn't read my Twitter at all, so he probably like it's unfathomable to him that I would read his Twitter. But he's like constantly complaining about it. Like he clearly has like a very bad family life and like dysfunctional and no friends. But he's not just like a jerk. Like the drama about him blew up basically because he like refused to pay his artists after like convincing them to do a bunch of work for him for free. That's apparently what made his whole drama blow up, and then like everybody saw how he reacted to that, and like turned against him. And it's so funny because he actually like now he like apparently she like strongly identifies with Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender, because like he like has quotes of it. It's I forget what it is. Like it's a tragedy when you can't trust your friends or something like that. But it's like it's pretty bad. I think it's fine to feel like kind of bad for him, because like maybe if he had a loving, supportive family, he would have turned out better. But also like that's not on anybody else to fix him. That's not it's nobody else's job. What's the name of the subreddit? Yeah, it's D&D Horror Stories. Okay. Are we ready to move on to the next one?
Hell yeah.
Oh my god, I've seen this. This is the one that gave me this idea. I remember I saw this elsewhere. This is the one that gave me this idea for this dream. Am I the asshole for not letting my D&D play through a horse brothel? I DM for a party of 9, so needless to say, things get a little hectic. When my party's druid came up with an idea to get them some easy coin, I was caught a little off guard. My party just made it to one of the largest cities in my homebrew world. I think Waterdeep. The druid asked me if there were a lot of people in the city. Would the market for people who are interested in brothel service be bigger? Naturally, I said yes, assuming he planning on going to a brothel. He instead offered to work in the brothel for a day, assuming the owner, assuring them owner maximum profit. With a high charisma roll, the owner agreed and gave the druid a room. The druid then revealed his hand. This whole time he had planned on using conjure animals in combination with wild shape to summon a militia of horses, with the sole purpose of pleasuring the freaks of UI City. This shook me to my core. After almost an hour of arguing with my players, who all jumped on the bandwagon against me, my druid told me he was putting his huff down. I was... I think it's funny. So if I didn't let him get that bag, he would permanently leave the campaign. So I refused, and he stole another room and later blocked my phone number. They was 6 years. I'm the asshole.
What?
Again, D&D players living out their sexual fetishes in D&D. Why does it keep happening?
I don't even know what to say to that. Just
I mean,
no,
so
Mr. Hands, don't do it.
I would just say, like, okay, you summon your militia of horses. No one wants to bang them because there are not a lot of people who want to bang horses.
Oh god damn it! I just got a raid.
Hello, Sonada's raid. You picked a great time. You picked a great time. I genuinely can't fathom bringing your fetish. Look, I guess if your fetish is like being a horse and banging humans as a horse, that's a pretty specific fetish. I don't know where else you'd go for that. I can't imagine there's a lot of content. We're only in the wilds, but oh no, I don't want to imagine this guy in the MLP fandom. Right, the druid is Vosh, clearly. What? Huh? Now, let's read the comments while Sonada addresses her raid. He has a history of horror stuff? Does he? I've never heard about this. What? Oh, okay. He like made a... okay, so it's like he made a joke once and it becomes a running gag. Apparently. Well, if that's what I'm gathering. Reminder, wasn't the druid move trying to break druid summon horses with conjure animals? Yeah, so... But the fact that he said, he's putting his hoof down. Like, clearly he's like getting really into this, huh? Right?
I'm back. Apparently they knew what they were raiding into, so I don't have to panic too much.
This is the post that inspired this stream. No, who gets the idea to run a horse? Jesus Christ, it's a rhetorical question. The correct response to feel shame, not look up examples. People have examples of horse. Oh my god, what are the replies? What is hidden in these replies? What is hidden in these replies?
Caligula. The only appropriate answer.
Wasn't there like Elizabeth Bathory? No, it was Catherine the Great. That was the rumor. I think I'm pretty sure it was like because I'm pretty sure it was like Catherine the Great. Although historically it's thought that was just like made up propaganda against her, but that was the
devices that you don't need anything else even then.
I mean, it's just really it's like really easy to deal with this with the realism perspective. It's like, yeah, you know what? There's actually not that many people into horses in the city. There's actually like nobody who's willing to bang a horse in the city. It's like, okay, what are you gonna do? What as a player, what are you gonna say to that? Are you just gonna say, but no, tons of people would be into horses. I would know, because I'm one of them. Like, is that what they're gonna say? Like, how are you gonna defend that? Easy fix, the first client dies of internal injuries. City Watch appears and arrests the druid for murder. Easy fix 2, bestiality is illegal. Someone tips off the City Watch and closes down the establishment.
Yeah.
Right, in-game solution but doesn't solve the out-of-game issue. I mean, I would say that, like, if they can't handle the if they can't handle the in-game solution, then that's when it becomes an out-of-game problem. If they accept like the in-universe justification, which should be really easy, then there is no really out-of-game problem. Why the hell would you make me read that information? I didn't make you read it, Alex. I read it out loud. You listened to it.
Unless they're being held at gunpoint to watch the stream. Chat?
Yeah, that's everybody. Everyone in this chat watches me because I hold them at gunpoint.
The orbital is ready.
Okay, let's start with this. Conjured animals are still creatures. They have a will, and what your druid is describing is the most chaotic evil rape I've ever heard. Second, Lords of Waterdeep would literally send assassins to a creepy bastard like that. I'm not joking, he'd be dead within a week in any decent canon. Yeah. Often the best way to shut down unsavory players is to give them what they want with no story description. I'm going to insert horror game derailing BS here. Okay, you do it, it works, you gain 100 gold. It is a week later. Would the party like to go to the dungeon now? I think that's still enabling it a little too much. But even everyone has their own approach. Some people are more conflict averse than I am. Orange 30 y'all uses AI to DM and live stream it on Twitch.
What?
This role, I'm looking to hire about 5 moderators for my community. This role will be compensated through skill trade rather than official currency or cryptocurrency. What? What the hell is this? Oh, that clicking on it.
I don't think I'm allowed to say what the worst thing one of my parties has done. I've had 3 parties commit accidental terrorism. I feel like every party at some point accidentally commits terrorism.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got like any campaign where the government is involved, you're gonna probably gonna commit terrorism at some point.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh,
And, like,
Claude. No, Sonada was
power.
reading a chat message.
Oh
go
yeah.
ahead.
Oh no. I don't even know I don't know. My head went blank. Oh, yeah. Like D&D is a bit of a power fantasy, for everyone involved. So normally you kind of involve the government at some point. I think that just kind of makes sense.
Well, it's just not, yeah, because you're trying to save people, right? And people form governments. So if you're generally, like, once you're a high enough level, like, you should be affecting things at, like, at least a local, if not national level. At which point, yeah, government should be involved. If there's a national crisis that your heroes are responding to, much less, a world or even, like, multi-world level crisis, yeah, like, governments are going to be involved in that. Trying to use the prehistoric currency in gift giving. Yeah, the favor economy.
They accidentally bombed a lawkeeper headquarters. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Accident? That's an absolute classic thing to do in a D&D. Hell, like, in the game I'm playing as a player, one of the characters accidentally a whole city. Or no, half a city. They accidentally crushed half a city. I told them not to do it. Pressure to drink underage, then to go the campaign. Okay, that's just boys being boys, I guess. Oh, listen to my boyfriend. Is a girl being pressured? Underage girl being pressured. Oh, well, I guess 19's an adult, but yeah, okay, I'm not gonna. We can skip that one. My DM won't let me wild shape into coral.
Lame.
Wait, I love to be
They're an animal!
I could wild shape into coral because coral is considered an animal, but he says it's barely not a protist. This protest are good. You let me cast but plant growth and speak with plants on cow, which is actually a purpose to not a plant. Just not allowed to become coral. You don't allow me to be a Portuguese midnight war. It's just like, oh no, it's actually a civil war. Should be disposable organism. Where's Northy? We need Northy here for this. He's also not decided whether or not to let me turn into an anemone.
I'd absolutely let my players wild shape into a coral colony. No, you're one coral. You are one coral.
You're not a whole. You're not allowed to turn into multiple creatures. You're allowed to turn into one creature. You're allowed to turn into one coral.
You are
just a marine biologist a character sheet.
Polyp.
My D&D group gave a character sheet to a marine biologist. Her character was a psychic potato bard by the name of Spudmerset, who wanted to make friends and sing for the queen. Okay. I think the broader issue here is that we shouldn't be allowing colonial animals as targets for wild shape. It's a slippery slope. What's next? A swarm of locusts? A gaggle of geese? Imagine the chaos. We just cannot stand for this. We got one singular coral organism per druid, exactly.
Oh my... Wait, okay. But a bunch of aquatic, like, elves, but they're all druids. And... whenever anyone tries to enter their territory, they just form a coral colony. So I was like, where the fuck did everyone go? But they're hiding in plain sight. They're just coral. Everyone just wild shapes into a coral.
Can they turn into one protozoa? So you can turn into any animal. But me, look.
Let's see.
D&D wild shape. Magically assume the shape of beast. I think it has to be a multicellular organism.
Oh, you can't be a unicellular organism? Wait.
I don't think so.
Wait. Animals are multicellular. Okay, so yeah, it would have to be multicellular.
Exactly. It has to be a multicellular organism.
Okay, I was looking up animal kingdom, like the definition of fucking wiki. It's like, wait.
Yeah, animals by definition are multicellular.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess there's not like a strict definition for what beast is. But like technically it's beast, but beasts are usually animals. I don't think there's any unicellular beasts. Can't be coronavirus. Well, viruses are technically not alive. So of course you can't wild shape into them. That would be you need like you need that true polymorph to polymorph into an object. Then you could polymorph into a coronavirus.
Oh god, polymorph into clam. Become clam.
My disappointment is miserable and my day is ruined. Make a new campaign for some online friends and give them 2 weeks to prep. They'll show up with nothing prepped, so session 1 becomes session 0. They flake out the next week. Oh, this is just one of them. Yeah, this is just like the first thing that we read. Just the time I ended a relationship.
Tardigrades are animals.
Yeah, tardigrades are animals. You would be able to wild shape into a tardigrade.
Crawl into someone. Unwild shape. The end. Anyway. I've talked about this before, but it really depends on what's tougher, you or them. If their like body is tougher than yours, you're just gonna get squeezed out like meat toothpaste. Okay, this is what would happen. Okay, I don't make the rules. Ant-Man, it would not work. Ant-Man would not work on Thanos. He would just get squeezed out like meat toothpaste. Yummy, yummy toothpaste.
The time I ended a relationship and destroyed a group by doing little to nothing on accident. Hey everyone, long-time reader, first-time poster. Recently, with the whole corona situation, I've been playing a lot of D&D. Online, of course, which has led me to think a lot about my past with D&D. I have been DMing since I was 16 and I've actually only been a player in 2 campaigns that went more than 2 sessions. The first was an amazing campaign done by a friend of mine who basically made a whole new world with literally thousands of years of written lore. Pretty much wrote a novel about the world we were in and it was awesome. The second, however, was one of the worst experiences of my D&D life and it all started on Reddit. Many such cases. Many such cases. So about a year ago, I had been looking for some new online friends to play D&D with. None of my friends liked DMing, and I was about to get burnt out on myself and wanted to play as a player for once. So I went to Reddit and managed to find a group to join. On the surface, it's a bit odd as I had to apply, but I was quickly informed there was just to weed out people who were barely literate, since it was all going to be over text. And people were particularly intolerant as one of the players' members was gay and caused problems in her previous. And ugh, they were trying to weed out the illiterate and the intolerant. Okay. I understood and read passing this first test easily. It was just a yes or no test about not being a dickhead, basically. The second test was a bit outer as my interviewer, a female, wanted me to RP a slice of life session with her to make sure I was good enough writer, I guess. I agreed, still not seeing the red flags that were pretty clearly there, and did it. It was weird but fairly normal, minus 1 or 2 times where I tried to make it sound like sexual, which I shut down as I really wasn't interested. Regardless, I was told I passed and was let in the group. I think this is gonna be one of those living out their sexual fetishes thing again.
Why don't they just all make their own group? Just find a group that wants that. Like,
I was
just
pretty excited.
set the standard. Sorry.
Oh god, no, you're fine. Yeah. I guess it's hard to introduce yourself with, hey, look, I have weird sexual fetishes that I want to live out in D&D. Do you want to form a D&D group? It's hard to just like tell people that.
I guess, yeah.
I was pretty excited to get to play, so I rolled my character, a human cleric, that day, even though this first session was a week away. As I waited, I also got to know the group. There was a person who interviewed me who we'll call Sam, the DM, Sam's friend who we'll call Kate, and Sam's boyfriend who we'll call Dave. They were all pretty cool, but also all a bit off. Dave was super nerdy and awkward, but he was an alright guy. Kate was very anime. Would occasionally send yawns with messages. Yeah, I don't know anyone like that. And the DM was super chill, but just always seemed to be a bit off. But Dave, Kate, and the DM were all normal when compared to Sam. What I didn't realize at the time, but know now, was that Sam was a total psychopath. During the first sessions, he DMs me about starts flirting with me, and not subtly. Now keep in mind, we hadn't really spoken much, and all she knows about me is I like D&D and I'm a guy. I didn't even tell her my real name. I brush it off and I keep playing, ignoring her DMs and hoping she'll just move on. Things get worse when she, during the course of a campaign, makes that point to belittle and attack Dave while praising me. I see what's going on here. For example, during an encounter, Dave rolled a nat 1 and failed to catch an enemy that was at low health and was focusing Sam. As I moved next, I attacked and killed it, which led to Sam chaffing Dave for not protecting her and calling me her white knight. I kind of just brushed it off because it didn't really seem to bother Dave. Kate would DM once in Sam, so I figured it was maybe just how they joked around. The rest of the session goes pretty normally, with Sam repeatedly DMing me flirtatious messages about the campaign, which I ignore. When the session ends, we all pick the DM and break up to meet again next week. Only Sam keeps messaging me. And she decided to be pissed and if this is about it and just tell her I'm not interested. I told her that I'm already in a relationship, but I'm not really comfortable with the flirting, but I would love to be friends with her. She takes it pretty well and agrees it was inappropriate, but also asked me to tell Dave. I reluctantly agree on the condition she tells him herself. I'm going to guess she did not do that. The next couple sessions are pretty normal, and all the flirting stops. Sam keeps chaffing Dave's character and keeps flirting with mine, although Dave and Kat seem to be good sport about it, with the two even joking about having their characters set up hours up. So I mostly just ignore it. Besides, my character is basically a celibate monk, so I consider it just be ribbing about that. Then, one session gets particularly bad. Dave's character is a stereotypical edgy knight. We had just taken down a camp of cultists, and Kate suggested we interrogate them, but Dave, acting fully in character, says he wants to torture them to get information, to which my lawful good monk disagrees with. Sam, despite being evil, decides to side with me and proceeds to unleash a torrent of insults against Dave and Dave's character. The kind of stuff that'll make a nun blush. After she's done, Dave says he's done for the day, and we all agree to break for now. I DM'd about an hour later and asked him if he's okay, and also DM'd Kate and the DM and asked if this is a usual thing and what they think we should do about. All of them tell me the same thing. It's okay, don't worry, and don't get involved. I reluctantly let it go. These guys are not great. These guys are not good friends, so. Actually, wait, no, I see. They're probably Sam's friends. And Dave's just the boyfriend. The next day, however, I wake up to a series of messages from Sam. The first couple telling me that she loves me and she wants to be with me, and she's on a 9 to 10 paragraph long, one-sided sexually explicit roleplay between our characters. Dove shipped me a series of nudes of someone who she claimed was her, which frankly I still don't really believe. I tell her that I'm seriously not comfortable with any of this and does stop messaging me privately. At this point, I'm also considering leaving the group, but she apologized and told me that she was out for meds.
Go take them! Damn, girl!
Oh yeah, I believe she's on meds. I believe that she's on meds. I told her I'm still not comfortable with DMing, and she says she'll stop. About an hour later, I get another DM from her, this time telling her that she told Dave about us and now she's threatened to kill her and that she has nowhere else to turn. I told her to talk to Dave and that he seems like a reasonable guy, but if she is scared, she should call the police or tell someone who can help, given that I wasn't even in the same country as her. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I can see this. What this is going. I DM'd Dave and asked him what's going on. He says he didn't know what I'm talking about. I explained that he doesn't respond for a while. About an hour later, he told me he just broke up with Sam, and this was the first he had heard about any of this. Yeah, saw that one coming. Meanwhile, Sam starts mentioning back about how now Dave's out of the way we can be together, and I'm a true alpha. I tell her that I'm not interested, but she thinks it part of some act and tells me she's only dating Dave to make fun of him and to use him for money. That's fucked. Yeah. I saw that coming. As this is going on, Kate starts messaging me, calling me a homewrecker, and days that make extremely long messages I can only classify as an incel manifesto. I decided to block all three of them and mess to the gym until I'm out. Interestingly enough, when I tell him this, he says he doesn't actually know any of these people really, and that Sam was secretly paying him the DN. Oh my god, that is a plot twist. That is a plot twist. I was not expecting that. He thought they were all pretty weird too, but the money was good and he mostly left them alone. Anyway, that's my nightmare D&D story. I joined an online TLDR. I joined an online group. I was surprised by a crazy girl, which led to a total group meltdown. Oh my god.
Star Bliss. What? I'm playing on the side, but what the fuck? No, that's a fair reaction.
That's brilliant. So we have like mentally ill girl who dates a guy that he hates or she hates, and the guy is just an incel and like this is the best he doesn't think he can do any better, so he puts up with it. A match made in heaven. This is not someone I know, but like someone I heard about from someone I know, but this is like, he's like I think he's a medical student, and he's like obsessed with this girl in like a different state. Very clearly is not interested in him, but they're like dating, quote unquote, and like he'll drive, they live like many hours apart, and like he will drive all the way to her and she won't even see him.
What?
And like like he's still in love with her, and like bro, I know dating is bleak, but being single is not that bad. Dating is hard, but being single is genuinely not that bad. There's no reason to put up with that. This is actually insane behaviors. Like people are desperate for love, man. Some people. I know it's not just. I know.
Girl gets the guy she hates. Always prefaces the best sex of your life. I disagree, Rain. I imagine I imagine not ending up with someone at your door at like 3 a.m. just having a breakdown is it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Probably not the best sex you're gonna have.
Being single is great. You just wish you had 30 more years of fertility to enjoy it. Are you? Wait. Alice, are you like a biological woman? I always assumed you were a guy.
Freeze the eggs, or the sperm, whichever. I don't know. Men
you don't need to freeze sperm. Men remain fertile for their whole life, basically. Unless something happens and you like to the gems down there and like you lose them. Your men are otherwise fertile for their whole life. Women are the one with the biological clock. Men you can be like become like a dad at like 70. Typically like at 80 or 90 it's kind of hard to get it up at that point, but like the sperm do lose, like they do degrade, like they become much less effective, but like theoretically men are always able to have children at any age. They might need a little help with the IVF, but I believe there is some degradation of sperm quality as you get older, but it's not as bad as women. Well, I mean, women just run out of eggs entirely. I've actually different, like a woman is born with all the eggs that she will ever have, Men will continuously produce sperm throughout their entire lifetime.
Isn't there that? Don't they have a drug or something that makes you produce more eggs? I don't know though. I could be bullshitting right now.
No. There is not
Okay.
a drug that does that. But you might be thinking of like fertility drugs that make you release more eggs at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Which that's to they will harvest them for IVF and stuff like that. But you still have like a set number of eggs, and at a certain age, you enter menopause when you run out of eggs, basically.
Oh. Sounds like Sonada wants babies. You're like, sure, yeah, I'd like to have a kid, but also that I'd also like, some financial assistance with that, and it's fucking expensive. Those little fuckers.
I think
are
you
like
also need
millions of
physical
dollars.
assistance, given that like grocery shopping takes you out for the entire day. I think taking care of a baby would probably like actually kill you.
Yeah.
I think having to take you definitely need someone else to help out, because I think it would definitely like literally kill you.
Like, yes. So, here
We're
is
not-
my
we're not
husband, and here is my wife.
Like we're not even talking about like the pregnancy. This is just like trying to take care of a baby.
Mm-hmm. I
Speak,
can barely
priest.
stay awake
So
through the day.
I played D&D with my 11-year-old. Yeah, you can barely stay awake now. Imagine if your sleep is interrupted by like crying every 30 minutes.
No.
Yeah, so I played D&D with my 11-year-old cousin yesterday. It was the first proper session. He had real bad luck with his dice rolls, and his elf just died. That's a solemn pause, looking over his character sheet. He writes Junior next to his name and proclaims, "I am here to avenge my father." Why is this in horror stories?
That's
This is great.
This is amazing.
Player asked out his IRL girlfriend in game and got rejected. You want to read this one,
Boys are
Sonada?
easy. Let them play in the woods. Just because someone's of a particular gender doesn't mean you just go, yes, to the woods.
Wait, what?
Chat.
What?
Chat is saying, boys are easy. Just let them play in the woods. I'm like, what? So they can get ringworm? So they can so they can eat leaves? No. Men yearn for the mines. No.
Depending on where you are, like, if you let your children out alone, like, as a parent, you will get, like, arrested.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing anymore in modern society. It's like, we're so paranoid about... I mean, I have a whole rant about this, but, like, genuinely, like, our society has gotten so weird about children. And it's like, like, absolute babying of everyone like under the age of 18, like they can't handle themselves at all, and it's like resulted in like a really dysfunctional adult. It's like we used to remember, children are supposed to be learning how to be adults, so they need like the opportunity to act like little adults and like learn. And so, and when you don't allow them to do, when you baby them, when they turn 18 and suddenly they're now considered adults, they don't know how to do anything. They don't understand anything. They DoorDash all their food because they never learned how to do anything.
That just boggles my mind.
And it's just it's already happening. Like new adults these days are so much more, that lack so much more independence compared to like just one generation older. Anyways, okay, back to D&D.
Yes, okay. Player asked out his IRL girlfriend in-game and got rejected. We just played a game of D&D where there were 5 players. The 2 that mean anything here are the Aasimar Paladin and the Human Wizard. One thing to keep in mind is that the boyfriend made the girlfriend's character for her because she was fairly new to D&D. We suspect that he made her character what his perfect girlfriend would look like. So basically, a Greek goddess warrior who's 7 feet tall, like muscle. I mean, I'm kind of with him on that, but
You into the muscle mommies?
I like a variety of aesthetics. Let's see. Over the course of the campaign, the wizard wanted to seduce his IRL girlfriend in-game for a while. He has stated his character fell in love with her when she saved his life after he yelled at the BBEG, Big Bad Evil Guy, thinking he had the power to stop them, when in reality he was seconds away from dying. While getting ready to fight a large beast, the wizard approached the paladin and said that he never had anyone who really loved him, and he thought that with everything going, he didn't want to waste time. He had written a speech which he read to her for 5 actual real-life minutes. She sat in silence as she listened to him explain why she should date him and why she is the one for him. At the end of it, she told him she didn't see him like that and walked away. It was incredibly awkward for everyone involved. We all sat around the table, exchanging looks and trying not to laugh. Even the DM tried to intervene by having several characters come by them in an attempt to cut short this awful seduction attempt. The wizard eventually caught on, brushed it off, and we moved forward.
I need to know if they stayed together. And now she probably lives in terror of a humiliating public marriage proposal that she will have to turn down. Oh my god. I'm all for being a weirdo both IRL and D&D, but what you were saying in true could be a serious problem. This is being a weirdo and role-playing in as well. During a past campaign, my rogue developed a close friendship and eventually started dating an NPC we had in the party. For some reason, this caused a DM we were actually in an IRL relationship.
Oops.
Is there a follow-up somewhere though? I wanna know if the two of them stayed together or that they broke up.
Alright, I'm gonna check the Devil's Taint and see if they posted anything.
Because this feels like a breakup in the making.
Comments.
They
have other D&D horror stories apparently.
She doesn't sound like she's into him. The DM changed the story. DM forced his muscle mommy fetish on us. Well, I gotta see this one. This happened a while ago to everyone who was still around, still jokes about it from time to time. And we didn't really know much about D&D with a DM, but a pretty simple campaign. All of our characters' villains had banded together to destroy the world by releasing a plague-like creature. However, that is not what this post is about. I first noticed it when we visited a tavern of the town we suspected was the next target for attack. While spending time at the tavern, one of the party boys was approached by a tiefling. He went into great detail about his... Sorry, what?
That's not the one right below this one for me for some reason.
Oh, no, I
don't know where that post is.
I looked at a Devil's Taint. I looked at it. I'm looking at his post. This is another one of his.
Thank ya.
I can tell you if you have trouble finding it.
Oh no, I got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, spending time at the tavern. Oh, he went into great detail about describing her large features and strapping body. The player showed no interest in continuing on. We met a princess who was known to be the barbaric type, and after we shared a battlefield, she showed interest in the same player as a character again, which she did that. Was this character of him on the more twinkish side? I'm wondering. Well, the next couple of sessions, nothing really happened until we met a druid wanderer who took interest in another player. She was a Goliath who was also very muscular. Although no romantic amount was paid to her, she snuck into the player's tent. Everyone at the table was pretty confused. The player had some trust issues, so while she was trying to caress him, he put a knife to her neck and decided to know who she really was. The DM started to laugh and explained that it's just a woman interested in him. We all got kind of weirded out, but this but moved on. This kept happening in the party. At one point, it was mentioned to him outside. He was denied that being the case, but caught up with us about a year later when the game had admitted to us we were right. It was just what it wasn't. Dare you enter his magical realm? Yeah, man, like, at least he was a good sport about it. Then again, he's just like using D&D to live out your fetishes. This is why
they should make a subreddit.
This is why I only recruit players with muscle mommy fetishes. In reality, I asked during session 0 if anyone wanted to romance NPCs, and we also agreed on Fate of Black behind closed doors with the joke performance role to see how it was. I mean, like, if a player was interested in an NPC, I think I'd be down. I'd be fine with that, but also, like, I don't see the point in ever making an NPC, like, take the active role with a player, unless it's, like, actually setting up a plot point.
Yeah, that's been an issue in a few campaigns I've been a part of.
Really?
Yeah. This NPC is obsessed with your character, denies this NPC for several weeks, still keeps going. I'm like, you know what, fine, fuck it. My character is finally gonna give this idiot a chance because I'm just sick and tired of the pursuit. DM kills off the NPC immediately.
What the hell?
I don't talk to these people anymore. I don't talk to them.
I thought this was gonna be like a creepy, like, DM trying to seduce you or something, but that did not end the way I expected.
Maybe? I don't know.
But yeah,
I don't know.
If that were the case, I wouldn't have expected him to immediately kill the NPC off. That seems more like some kind of cheap, like, trying to get you to feel emotionally attached to this NPC to hurt you by killing him, sort of thing.
I guess, like, after that, I said I was finally giving him a chance, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't think you were. That's why I killed him off." Okay, we'll call him Jeremy.
You know, a friend of yours who played D&D said you could tell how people truly feel about each other, how their characters interact. He said that because 2 of your friends had decided to have a master-slave relationship. I mean, if it's 2 consenting adults, you can just have that. You know, you don't have to live it out in D&D.
Right?
When a character gets seduced by a villain and gets backstabbed, plot point, that'd be so hard to pull off. Like, you'd have to know the person really well to be to know that they're into that. You'd have to. I don't know if DM do this so well, like, realizing that sorry, were you going to say something, Sonada? I just realized that. No? Were you gonna say something?
No.
Okay. One DM did this for us and it was specifically a trap. Combat had already been into downstairs where that character came running out of the room yelling at us to run. Ah. Honestly, I don't really know what critical role, know anything about transphobic? Player cast resurrection on me. Did the gender change someone when resurrecting them? Oh my god.
Can you do that?
I think resurrection allows you to change someone's body. Maybe? You touch a dead creature that has been dead for more than a century, doesn't matter. Soul's willing and free and willing, target returns alive with all hit points. Poses on mortal wounds and restore the name using body parts. No, it doesn't really. No, it actually doesn't say anything about that. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what this is then.
Oof.
I'm gonna hide this for a moment just to read it quickly. I'll summarize
Oh, that's fair.
in the stream.
Why are we talking about chest bursters in the chat?
What? Chest bursters?
Let's see. I'm reading the story in the comments about how the PC got catfished by a slod. I almost wish that got played out since the slotty can implant eggs that operate basically just like chest bursters from Alien.
Fascinating. Oh. Oh. Okay, so basically what happened, they got resurrected by this guy playing a cleric. And when they were resurrected, the cleric decided to look up the skirt and see if certain equipment had grown back, because resurrection restores missing body parts.
Oh.
That's less weird. Okay, that's less malicious than I was expecting. But it's still, like, definitely very weird and inappropriate, obviously.
Yeah.
You're talking about, like, bad D&D stories where it not like anything you did. I mean, I don't think any of my D&D experiences I would call them horror stories. They've been, like, at the best, they're just, like, kind of boring. Or, like I said, at the worst, some of them has been, like, kind of boring. But, like, I don't think anything I've ever experienced D&D wise would be considered a horrible. That's more of a creep thing. Well, apparently the person in question was also, like, kind of, like, low-key transphobic prior to that, and this was just, like, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of nerd fighting about disability and transition, rep and fantasy and stuff. I don't know about transitioning, but I definitely remember it being, like, a big thing about, like, real people in wheelchairs in D&D, like, people role-playing disabled characters in D&D.
Oh, that got heated.
Yeah, that was, like, a very... Like, I can understand the argument, like, where, like, having an adventurer in a wheelchair doesn't really make any sense. But also, like, in D&D, there's things besides wheelchairs. Like, it doesn't have to be a wheelchair. Like, actually, in Elden Ring specifically, there's like the entire category. There's like entire, like, class of, like, basically, like, homunculi or female, but and they're like, none of them can, like, stand or walk because their, like, legs were just broken. So, like, they all ride wolves.
Oh.
They're all like wolf riders into combat, and, like, they become deadly warriors despite the fact that, you know, they're all disabled. And there's, like, for example, you could beat a very easy way to do this in D&D is, like, you can have a disabled character, like, who, like, a character who can't walk, but they're an artificer with I forget the one with, like, where you get, like, a robot basically, and you can, like, ride the robot into battle. That's got explicitly a mechanic.
Oh, that's cool.
You're allowed to have, and, like, that's a very easy, like, within the default rules of D&D way to have, like, a disabled character. It's very easy to do. That also, but there's like this the stupid part of the argument was like people just saying, oh, well, you know, in a fantasy setting with healing magic, disabled people wouldn't exist. And that's obviously really stupid because magic well, first off, because magic in D&D is supposed to be really rare. Particularly like clerics and wizards like who are high enough level to restore missing limbs. They're not common. Right? You suppose you're pretty like I think that's like a 7th level spell. And then you're talking about like there's like a couple of people those per country. Like there's like one at that level you're usually for an adventure party, you're like heroes of a country. So like there's like a couple of people who can do this per country. It's not something you can do, but also just because the other thing is if in a fantasy setting with healing magic, there's also, you know, magic diseases and curses that can disable people despite healing magic. So like, on both those ends, it's just saying that just shows it. I mean, I don't think they're being like genuine about it to begin with, but like, if they were, this is just like horribly uncreative. Like, you can't, if in a magical world full of anything, where anything is possible, you can't think of a way to disable a character despite the existence of healing magic, you're kind of a shit writer. Because from a writing perspective, you need to be able to threaten things to characters up besides death. Disability you as a writer, you actually need the ability to threaten to, because the author, the audience knows that the main character is not going to die. Because if they do, the story ends. So you need to be able to threaten to bad things that can actually happen to them. One of which is disability. So maybe they won't die, but maybe they'll lose an arm. Maybe, and it will be a curse and they won't be able to grow it back. This is like really basic and important storytelling. You need to be able to do this to have a compelling story. That's my rant for that.
Jumpily. Another fun thing is that I have autism, which means that every character I play has autism. And when I'm DM, the entire world has autism. Fair enough.
Yeah. You could tell when that conversation was going on Twitter, I wanted to jump in on that one. I did not because I hate Twitter discourse. But I had some things to say about that. And I think that's a good note to leave on to end on today, though, for me. I don't know if Sonada intends to keep going.
No, I
Go eat, Sonada. You've been going for what, like 6 hours?
Almost 7,
Anyways.
yes.
So thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back with Helldivers tomorrow. When I say we, I don't mean Sonada, I just mean me, but
No,
thank you all for tuning in.
What time? So they can. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. What time can they tune into you?
8 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. Central. Thank you all for tuning in.
Hell yeah.
And hope to see you all again tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful start to your weekend and a wonderful night. Good night, everyone. Good night.